I think I'm live. Okay, I haven't done a live stream in a while. The last video that I did was actually uploaded, and so I did not know they had changed the way that you do the settings. So I had a little bit of a problem getting on here because I literally couldn't figure out how to get horizontal because they changed that in the month or so that I've been gone. Probably more than a month, honestly. Hey guys, it's me, Charlotte360, and I've been gone for a while. And as you can tell by the name of this live, we're calling it misery season because I've been miserable. I've been really, really, really miserable. Um, Not miserable in terms of like my health. My health has actually been pretty decent. Probably the first week that I was not working, I had some vertigo issues, but that's all good. We're good now on that. But yeah, my health had actually been pretty decent. Um, Not many aches and pains, joint issues, things like that. But what really has made me miserable has just been my mind. Just been my mind. So I think I mentioned it, not the last video I uploaded, but the live stream before, that live stream was going to be the last live stream that I was filming at my old place of employment. I quit that job. I quit that job. And I quit that job because I was exhausted. Like I was more mentally tired at the time that I quit than I've ever been at any time in my working life. I mean, I've had times when I've had jobs that I was like, man, I hate getting up and going to this fucking place. But I've never been so just dreadful of a job. Like, getting up in the morning and getting myself dressed was hard to do. Getting in the car and actually driving to work and not driving past work was really hard to do. Being at my job and doing the work while I was sitting at my desk was hard to do. Getting up to go home, even a lot of times, was hard to do, which is why you guys would get a lot of evening live streams from me because I'd just be sitting at my desk, not wanting to get up and go to my car because I knew when I got home, all of the stuff I had been putting off to do was waiting for me, and I'd have a limited amount of time to do it and then have to get up and come back to this miserable motherfucker. And so I was just exhausted. Like, I would dream about my job and I would wake up from a night's sleep feeling like I had been on the clock for 3 or 4 hours already. It was that bad. And I was coming into work super late. Like, I was coming into work some days, I wouldn't get to work until 11. I was supposed to be working at 9. Like, I was just really, really fucking fed up. So I quit that job. And it took me a while to even start to look for other jobs because I just didn't want to work. I did not want to work. Finally, I just had to like prep myself and say, hey, you need to work because you need money. Like, that's just the reality of life. But also, like, just don't do this again. And that was probably the hardest part of this last month or so that I've been absent, is that it's hard. If any of you who are working people, let me know if you have the same thing going, but it is very difficult to give up on skill sets or certifications or different career paths that you've been working on for a really long time. My current career path, my current career that I had been in, I had been working towards that since college, basically. Like, I had been doing some things in college that I didn't know would pan out into my after college career. And I kept going in this very particular vein for a really long time. Just like every job I would get would increase that skill set until, like, finally, after years of not really getting paid what I needed to in order to be able to make my life more pleasant, I finally got there. I finally got to the point where, like, I had money so that I could go on vacation every once in a while. I had money so I could buy concert tickets. I had, a life that made things nice for my daughter. Like, it was really nice. And I had been working towards that for, the better part of 20 years. So it's very hard to give up something you have been doing for longer than your child has been alive, basically. And I struggled with the idea of, one, taking a job where I'm less experienced, therefore I get paid less. Two, giving up the certifications I've gotten, giving up the licensure that I've gotten, giving up the experience that I've gained in that way because it's been my focus for so long. And then three, it was really hard not to be the expert at the job. And I'm not saying that I am an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but in my particular field, I'm good at what I do. I am good at what I do. I'm a likable person. I don't know if y'all know. I mean, I like to think you watch me because I'm likable, but I'm a likable person, and I'm not like know it all about the things that I know for my job. I try to be accepting and understanding of people not grasping a concept, and then trying to break it down as much as I can to get them on board with me when it comes to meeting the minds. And so I really liked doing it when I was doing it in a way that felt effective. But I'll tell you where it all broke down for me. What broke down for me is that I have never wanted to be the boss at any job I've had. It's not because I don't think I'm capable of leadership. It really is just because, like, I don't want the pressure of being the boss. I don't want everyone to have to come to me with their personal issues, their work issues. I don't want to be the final decision maker for other people's livelihoods. I've been very close to that position before, and I've said, this is not for me. I don't feel good doing this. I don't want to do this. And I had a job where, for at least a year and a half of the time I was there, that was what I did. And I didn't want to. And when I say I didn't want to, I was literally forced. Like, we had an office where we would go without a supervisor for months at a time. And as the most senior person in the office, I became that supervisor. There was no pay bump for being that supervisor. There was no increase in money for being the person that everyone went to get their questions answered, for being everybody's resource. I was just that person. And I was having a hard time doing what I needed to do for me because I was trying to be the problem solver for everybody else. And then finally, maybe 6 or 7 months before the very end, they finally promoted me to like a mid manager situation, and I made a little bit more money. I made like about $2,500 more. And that was great, except again, I was the only supervisor at my job for a while. And even after we hired a supervisor, I was still the go to office resource because everyone had gotten used to me being that person. And I was still having a really hard time doing the things that I needed to do for me. And I just got to where I knew when I came in the morning, if I came in on time, I would be the first person that everyone talked to. So that's why I started coming in later and later and later. I kept going in. I would go in 2 hours late, sometimes even 3 hours late to work, because I knew maybe my boss might be there by then and people will talk to him first because he's there, and then they'll talk to me. I was burnt out. And it's so funny because a full month after I quit, I had a person call me about my old job, to ask me a question about my old job, asking me for a contact, asking me for information about a job. And I almost had like a PTSD trigger because I was just like, oh my God, I remember this person. Why did they call my personal number? Why are they calling me? Should I call somebody at that job and tell them that they called me? I just went into like fight or flight mode. I'm even getting worked up talking about it. I notice my voice is getting louder and louder. And so I just, I could not think about talking to you all about K-pop and news and things like that because I needed to get me in order, especially because I had so many things that I told you guys I was going to do. And I'm like, I need to deliver on those promises because I'm really good for telling you guys I'm going to do something and then not doing it, except when it comes to giveaways. I always come through with my giveaways. I have never shirked a winner ever. But like in terms of, I was supposed to start a Shiny podcast, I didn't do that. I was supposed to do more regular uploads, I didn't do that. I was supposed to review RM's last album, which I really love and want to talk about. Haven't done that yet. I was supposed to talk about, I have a playlist. If you go to Spotify and you look up me, Charlotte 360, I have a playlist of like 300 songs that you guys asked me to review or look at because you said, hey, I asked you guys for like, give me some songs to listen to. And you guys gave me a list of songs. Thank you for liking my glasses and my earrings, Anthony. You guys told me you wanted me to listen to these songs. As I was going out to California to visit Mason, I was listening to these songs, and I made it about halfway through this playlist, but that's 150 songs. Then I had another playlist that's also on my Spotify that is summer songs from K-pop charts. It's 50 songs that are like the best songs of the summer according to their user poll. I listened to that entire thing because that was going to be another discussion I was going to have with you guys. I've been listening to music, but I'm just the uploading, because I had been uploading from my job so much during the time that I was miserable. It almost got to where I started to associate talking to you guys with a job. It started to feel like an obligation. And in the past, it has never been that. Me talking to you has always been an outlet for me. Yes, there have been times when I felt like I had pressure to say something about something, just because it was big news. But usually, I wanted to talk about those things. I want to talk about how Hyuna has fucked herself. I wanted to talk about 2NE1 getting back together. I wanted to talk about Kiss of Life being the new Summer Queens and taking Sistar's crown for real, for real. I wanted to talk about all those things. But I was just like, oh God, but if I do that, I need to have notes together. I need to kind of like figure out, because it's been so long, what's the most important thing for me to talk about when I get on here. There's people expecting me to talk to them about the songs. There's people expecting me to do the RM thing. There's so many things I need to do. And I just would get petrified. And when I say petrified, that's what I mean. Like scared to inaction, scared to stillness. And so I didn't do it. And then the reason why you guys are hearing from me today is because of Chad. Chad wrote a comment on my last video where they said, hey, haven't heard from you for a minute. There's so much going on. Would love to hear you talk about it. And I know this sounds silly, and I know this is going to be like, oh, you're so fucking corny. But the idea that people actually wanted to hear from me was very humbling for me, because I honestly didn't think you guys wanted to hear from me. I really, I have felt, especially because, like, the views are down, the channel's not growing. If anything, it's shrinking. I was like, people are tired of hearing from me. They just are. The things I talk about are the same things. I'm very stuck in second and third gen. I don't have the perspective that people want on new topics. I'm not doing anything fun. I'm not doing anything new. I'm not even collecting K-pop anymore. I don't have anything to offer this community anymore. I'm tapped. And so I think seeing it written out, seeing the words written that somebody wanted to hear from me, it was very important to me, because I had not believed that myself. I did not believe that you guys wanted to hear from me anymore. And I'm not about to cry. I just have allergies. I wish I could turn the camera around so that you could see, but maybe you could see it out the window. See how it looks like all white in the sky? That's because there's fires in Canada and the smoke has ventured down to Colorado, and it's just gray haze everywhere. So, yeah, that is why I'm sniffing, because there's smoke in the air everywhere. But I I needed to hear that I was needed to be heard from. And that's what got me back on here. So I'm going to do another live this evening. I just wanted to put that out there because I need to prep you for what the live this evening is going to be about. I'll even put it in the title so no one is shocked. The first thing I want to talk about this evening is BL. I feel like BL has really become a passion point for me in terms of something that I get very enthusiastic to talk about, and it puts me in a different headspace than K-pop. But I want to talk about BL this evening, and then I want to, at some point this week, have 3 different K-pop conversations with you. I would like to talk about just K-pop news in general, a lot of disbandments. I especially want to talk about the Tan disbandment, because one of you recommended me listening to a single song from Tan. I listened to their entire discography for y'all. I did. I'm not even kidding. If you look at my little playlist and stuff, I put every song I could find by them on there. And I have to say, I'm heartbroken. I am absolutely heartbroken. I never paid attention to Tan, and I need to apologize to one person in particular about this. Ashley Epidemic. Ashley Epidemic, I have been following her on Twitter for many years. I follow her on YouTube. I really don't watch a lot of other K-pop content creators' YouTube stuff, just because it's a little bit triggering for me in terms of the collecting aspect of things. But I've watched Ashley chase tan around the world for years now, and I never wanted to listen to them. I never did. In fact, her chasing them around the world made me very certain I wanted nothing to do with tan. And now that I have listened to their discography and I know that they're probably done forever, I'm heartbroken. I'm really heartbroken because if there was ever a fourth generation group that I thought kind of did the things that Shiny does, it's Tan. And I did not believe that, but I listened to their music. I don't know about the way they dance, the way they sing. Well, not sing, but like I don't know about the way they dance or the way they act or the way their videos look. But in terms of music, their discography is wonderful, and I plan to talk about that. But I will be doing a video about the music that I listen to. I will be doing a video about disbandment stuff a little bit, just like ticking off these are all the people that disbanded. Um, the fact that MLD is in trouble, which is a K-pop company I don't really know anything about, but apparently things are looking bad for them. Of course, the 2NE1 comeback news. I got to talk about that. And then I have it in my mind, and this is one of those things where I can't promise you when this is going to happen. I can't say it's going to happen this week. I can't say it's going to happen next week because honestly, I really, it's a lot of pressure to put on myself, and I'm very scared about making this kind of promise. I want to talk about the stratagem that HYBE has had regarding the releases by members of BTS since they've been in the military. Because I think that's a really important conversation to have. But I want to talk about it at my leisure. I want to name it something fairly innocuous so that I don't have to have like Army down my throat or on my back about anything. I'm pretty sure Army leave me alone for the most part, but I just really I don't need that kind of pressure. But yeah, I want to talk about it because it relates so much to anybody who's ever followed a boy band. Like, honestly, if you've ever followed a K pop boy band, it is a conversation that needs to be had because it is a very different conversation. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I didn't realize I was looking pretty. These glasses are from Zelol. It's Zelool. I think they're out of China, maybe. Most things are. But these glasses were like $20 and they're made out of plastic. They're not anything fancy. But I wanted something kind of quirky because I'm trying to redo my fashion stuff. Let's talk about this personal stuff here. I'm wearing earrings. Now, you guys wouldn't know this, but I have two earring holes in each ear, but you guys never see me wear earrings. The reason I don't wear earrings is because I hate the feeling of earrings on my ears. That sounds really strange when I say it out loud, but earrings on my ears, when I'm moving my head, I can feel them moving my earlobes and it bothers the fuck out of me. And I've been meaning for a long time to get some more earrings, preferably some earrings that don't move and a stud because I have a hoop on right now and I want to put a stud above the hoop, but I just haven't gotten one yet because I'm also super allergic to like gold plating. It makes my ears turn green. It's just really, really bad. So I have to wear sterling silver or I have to wear real gold. I can't wear costume jewelry on a regular basis or my ears will literally break out in pimples. It's really bad. So that's the thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to elevate my style a little bit, but also like, I don't know. I'm moving into a weird place fashion wise, and I think you guys have seen it over the years. I think when I first started doing my face and stuff like that, I took a lot more time with makeup, I took a lot more time with cute clothes. Now, I only want to be in non gendered clothing. Real talk. Like, I have a couple of rompers and things that are definitely more like female coded for sure. But when it comes to what I want to wear on a regular basis, I want to wear wide leg pants. I want to wear wide leg jeans. I want to wear overalls. I want to wear plain shirts. I want to wear band tees. I don't want to wear feminine things. I don't want to wear dresses. And it's really strange. Like, and if I do wear dresses, I want to wear very European coded dresses. And I don't know if that makes sense to the Americans in the room, but Sarah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, very kind of, I don't know, artistic dresses that either have like a really wild print and they're shaped very boxy so they don't show your figure at all, or they're made of like white or a plain beige, and they're kind of shapeless and blobby, and they're just super comfortable. Like, that is another thing that I think I have struggled with recently. Not my gender. Like, I very much identify as female, especially as a black woman for sure. But I've been struggling with how I want to put my foot in the world as an older woman, because, I'll be 45 in a matter of weeks. Like, my birthday's coming up in 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks. And so I'm going to be getting to the part of my life where, like, my personality has been pretty set over the last several years, but I'm starting to get into, like, not wanting to keep up with fashion trends, because number one, we live in a climate change era, and I can't be chasing trends and buying wardrobes to chase trends, because it's just a wasteful use of resources. Also, if anyone wears a size 18, 20, 2X and you live in the United States and you'd like me to pass you on some clothes, email me. My email address is in my about section of my YouTube, because I got some clothes I need to get rid of, but you just have to pay for shipping. That's all. Anyway, I digress. I I don't want to chase trends anymore. I don't want to have things in my closet that were cute 3, 4, 10 years ago, and I don't revisit them, because that's not the thing to do anymore. Like, I've gotten rid of all of my peplum tops finally, but I want clothes I can wear forever. And honestly, the one category of fashion that never really changes is menswear. I don't know why that is, but, like, a denim jacket will always be a denim jacket, will always be in style. A leather jacket will always be a leather jacket, will always be in style. Plain pants will always be in style. Plain shirts will always be in style. Band tees will always be in style. A button up collared shirt will always be in style. Prints may change, and, whether it's tight fitting or looser fit, that will change, but the actual item itself will never change. And I'm just looking to be a little bit more classic, so that I can kind of shrink my footprint a little bit and just be in things that make me the most comfortable. And mannish attire makes me the most comfortable. And so, yeah. Oh, Chad. Hey, Chad. I'm sorry I can't read your comment. You would be surprised how fast the comments go on live. And they used to give you the option of scrolling back in the comments to go read them while you were live. They don't do that anymore, so I can't do that. But I will be back on here this evening, so don't worry. You didn't miss me for forever. But yeah, I just want to be more comfortable. And being more comfortable in what I wear also helps me with my anxiety. So that's why I'm kind of there. And I feel you, Sarah, about shoes. I am spending more money on shoes. I have I bought a pair of leather Converse not that long ago. So I'm wearing those a lot more. I have just like a pair of plain black loafers I wear as my work shoes. They're super comfortable. They've got a slight heel, but not a huge heel. And I'm tall in real life, so I don't really need a heel. I have I have really plain shoes that I wear most of the time. I honestly, if you don't see me in Vans, Converse, if you don't see me in loafers, then you're seeing me in a pair of like bubble Crocs, because I'm not a shoe girl. I really am not. But when it comes to shoes, my shoes have to be comfortable because I have wide feet, and my shoes have to be sturdy because I'm a heavy bitch and I'm putting a lot of pressure on shoes. So I cannot wear Shein shoes. I tried to buy a pair of like Chinese flats from Amazon. Baby, I could not get to my car without having to walk back in the house and change my shoes out, because I'm like, I feel like my feet are touching the ground. Like my feet are outside of the sole of the shoe and are scraping the ground. So yeah, I have to be very careful about shoe wear. Like, it's a thing that you spend a lot of money on in the moment, but if you do it right, then by the time you average out the cost, it's really not that expensive per month. I went to the Converse outlet to get my leather Converse. They're brown colored leather Converse, low tops. And at the outlet store, they were $45. I've had them now for about 3 months. And so dividing 45 by 3, that's $15 a month for shoes. Like, it actually, and once you wear them for a year, 2 years, you're getting your money out of it. So I understand you about spending your money on shoes. I feel the same way about purses. I have 2 purses that I carry. I have this purse, which is my everyday purse right here. This is a Coach purse. I bought this purse about a year ago, maybe. I bought it last summer at the Coach outlet. It was $120. It's still in fairly decent condition. This scratch I made on it like right after I bought it because I'm careless. But yeah, it's in pretty decent condition for the year that I've had it, and I literally wear this purse every day. I only switched purses about a month ago because when I went to California, I did not want to carry my Coach purse with me because I wanted something that was a little bit, I don't want to say less flashy, but just a little bit more casual than this, even though this is a very casual purse. This is a crossbody. I got a Telfar, and I've been carrying a denim Telfar most of the time. And Telfar, if you know about them, you know they're not cheap. The Telfar that I carry is a denim Telfar. It's got distressing on it. It's about 240. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me because I have spent that much in 2 months in K-pop, so don't yell at me. Anyway, bought this denim Telfar. But this bag is incredible. And when I say incredible, I really mean that shit. First of all, it's made out of denim completely. It has a zipper over the top, which makes it better than regular Telfars because regular Telfars are made out of vegan leather. And so it's not natural fibers, whereas denim is natural fiber. Number two, because it's got the zipper on the top, if my bag falls over, my shit doesn't fall out because I can totally zip it up. Three, in Colorado currently, they have a thing where if you want to get a bag at the store, which a lot of European countries already have this, but this is new for the States. If you go to a store and you need to buy like a little something or other, if you want a bag, you have to pay for the bag. Well, this bag makes it big enough to where I don't have to pay for the bag because I have plenty of room to put the shit in my bag. And I was carrying a sun hat, extra glasses. I was carrying all kinds of stuff with me when I went on my road trip. So the Telfar, the size of it made it really, really convenient. And so it's a bag that, yeah, it cost me more, but I'll have it for a really long time because that is the other thing I spend money on is my purses because I do not change purses frequently. I change purses once every 2 years, maybe. So $240. If I carry that purse for 2 years, and that means I'm paying about $12 a month for a purse. That's not bad. And I've already spent my $10 a month for this purse because I bought it last year. It was $120. So yeah, about $10 a month for a purse. I like that better than buying a purse that I know is going to fall apart because it's made cheap and it doesn't fit my needs. So, yeah, that's how I feel. And I feel like I'm bragging, but trust me, I'm not because I don't buy purses very often. I quit buying K-pop, and the money I saved $1,000 not shopping for K-pop. Real talk. Um, I don't buy clothes that frequently, hardly ever. Uh, I cook at home a lot, and my car is a hybrid, so gas wise, it's pretty reasonably priced. So I save on a lot of other stuff, but things that I know I'm gonna get hardware out of, I spend a little bit more. And I don't know what other ladies are watching me, but purses get hard wear. I don't think a lot of guys understand how hard the wear is on a purse, but if you're a guy who carries a crossbody or carries a backpack, how do you treat your backpack? You throw your backpack on the ground. You throw your backpack in the passenger seat when you're in the car. You throw your backpack in the trunk. You throw your backpack on the table. You throw your backpack into a chair. Like, that's what I do with my purses. My purses, the bottom of my purse, look how not scratched up it is. I'm constantly throwing this bitch on tables, in chairs. I'm throwing this thing everywhere. And after a year, look at the bottom of this purse. So, it's worth it to have things that can take the beating because my purse is something I yank up on my way out the door, throw into the passenger seat of my car, yank out the passenger seat of my car, throw into my desk, yank it out of my desk, throw it across my body, run out the door, get back in the car, throw it back in the passenger seat. Like, it takes a lot of wear. So it's just one of those things where I feel like it's worth it to have something that can take the abuse. Not saying, just saying. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to me for the last 30 minutes. Like I said, I will be talking to you later on this evening, but I just needed to explain myself and what I've been going through, especially if it's relatable to any of you. One of the things that I hope is relatable to you about me telling you about me quitting my job and trying to do something different is that I'm scared. I really am. I'm scared. I'm scared that I'm going to have to change my life by making less money because I'm no longer in the field that I specialize in. I'm scared that I'm setting myself back 10 to 15 years by doing this. I'm scared that people won't want me. Like, that people will look at me and be like, she's too fucking old. She's overqualified. She's not qualified enough. I'm scared of all these things. But more than being scared of that, I'm scared of what I'll do if I have to do what I used to do again. I'm terrified. If I have to do what I used to do again, I'll make more money. Like I could go back into my field and make my same money or more right now, but I will have a real life nervous breakdown and not the kind of small panic attacks I've been having. I will have a legitimate contemplating throwing my body headfirst out the window situation because there have been times when I thought about what does the bottom of that cliff look like. I can't be there again. So I'm terrified, but I'm doing what's best for me and my mental health. And I just want you to know, if you can't make that change right now, if things are too tight, if things are too close, if things are too dangerous for you to make that kind of change, don't feel like you're not brave. Don't feel like you are not putting yourself first. Because honestly, food, shelter, comfort for your family, those go first, obviously. But if you find yourself in a position to where you can try to make that move, or maybe while you're working at your current I hate it job, just start putting in applications when you get off work. But don't be afraid to make that change because I feel better. I do. I feel better. I feel better and hopefully things will get better. But I wanted to put that out there because I've shared so many other very personal things with you guys, and it would be not in keeping with our relationship if I didn't share something a little bit more personal right now. So, thank you guys so much for giving me the patience, giving me the leeway, and thank you again, Chad, for just wanting to hear from me. I really appreciate that. So, that's all. Thank you guys. Bye.